Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa. Today is Tuesday, so we've got the Truth Tuesday coming at you with my buddy Satoshi Sean. Lots of interesting stuff happening. We'll kind of do the dance, do the YouTube dance, and try to tell you as much as we can. I hope you guys all watched my interview with Robert Beatles yesterday. And I hope you gave me a little bit of grace. I had a terrible sinus headache, but I'm really glad to see him back on Twitter. I hope you're following him there and also checking out Operation Sunlight. We have a link in the description where you can learn more about that as well. So be right back right after this.
Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from Calyx Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from Calyx Solutions now to secure your crypto future.
Welcome to Truth Tuesday. Sean, how are you doing? Your hair looks lovely.
Thank you so much. I am feeling better.
I'm glad you feel better.
Still feel sick, but better.
Yeah, better. A lot of focus on the SEC. I got a little blip from my friends at Very Dow. Apparently, the SEC is watching the show over here at the New Normal. Yeah, they had a after almost 3 years of no news at the Very Fair Fund, they magically had an update. And so I think the Very Dow is going to be putting out some information about that pretty soon. So kind of be watching for that on Twitter and over on the Very Dow channel. I thought that was hilarious. And then there was also, I don't know how.
The troy ounce on the foreign exchange.
Oh.
Silver's $20? What? I have been watching silver the past couple months, but that is ridiculous. I saw who is it? JDO's like, you waiting for $19 or less for silver? I'm like, what? What am I, 12 years old again? Yeah. No, when I was 12, I think it was $7.50.
They're smashing it down.
Like 2 ounces for mowing a lawn.
And look who's buying it right now.
Yeah, it's so obvious to anyone that has a brain.
If you look at history, yes.
What's happening? I think central banks know what's going on, and they're going to be part of it. They're the infrastructure. Central banks, they're already all set up. Everything's done. They could die, but I think with this new BRICS CDC, it's going to be backed by gold. It's going to be a legitimate, currency, much more legitimate than what we have now. And I think central banks are going to partner up. That's why they did that the biggest gold purchase in history.
I don't think they will be needed. I think it'll be sovereign. So what I understand is that sovereign nations their treasuries will be backed by gold, and the central banks will have all the debt. They'll eat the debt, and it will kill the central banks.
I think what's going to happen is that's why the central bank made a big purchase, because they can now go to the table with Russia, China, India, South Africa, and say, hey, we want to be a part of it. Let us run shit. We already have it all set up. All the infrastructure is here. Well, we've already done it. But it'll be your money, and we'll be a part of it. We just, made the biggest gold purchase. Here's 5 1,000 tons of gold. They just purchased 400 tons of gold. So that's that one purchase. So they had to have gold before, even though they're the enemy. They say gold is the enemy. Screw gold, it's passe. It's all about fiat and printing it up. Right. But so I think they are going to buy themselves a seat at the table and get in on it. And then, of course, they're going to try to take it over and screw it up and all that. But I think that rather than say, hey, all of you people who really don't trust each other and are just coming together out of necessity because you have the gold to make the rule, just let us be part of it. We'll run stuff for you. You still have all your sovereignty. You can hold your gold. We have our gold. It's all still, the money is still backed by this. It's all going to work the same way. Just we'll be the ones who take care of it. That's what I think is coming.
So if I just was reading JB Rant's comment, hi ho silver and conspiracy theory. And if I put my conspiracy theory hat on and I go back to the Wizard of Oz and the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road, and the yellow brick road leads to the Wizard of Oz.
As an adult, man.
It is okay. And if you go to the original, the book, so they follow the yellow brick road and all these characters along the way and pull back the curtain. And we know they're pulling levers, manipulating the system, and the gold bricks, and all of that.
One more before you go any further, because you're missing something that is like the.
I'm not there yet.
Hat. Who pulled back the curtain?
The dog.
Who is the only living creature that was not affected by the drugs in the field?
Oh.
And woke everyone up. The dog.
Oh,
the dog stayed away from the drugs, never gave in to the manipulation or the propaganda or whatever was thrown at it, saved everyone, and had clarity. In the end, he's the one that pulled back the curtain.
Chased away the monkeys, all of that. But in the book, her shoes were silver.
Yeah,
that brought us home. And so is this, when you're talking about this issue of they had gold and the central banks bought gold and just did this, could this be, because there's actually gold, and I was talking about and sharing a lot of these stories over the last, last few months. They were finding these huge, not stores, but huge finds of gold off the coast of this and in the this of this. And, here's a new find of gold. And, Bix talks about the tons and tons of gold that are buried in the Grand Canyon. Could the good guys be walking the central bankers into this idea, we're going to back everything by gold. You guys, they buy up all this gold. They have the gold. And then what happens when, what makes gold valuable? The scarcity, because it doesn't have a use case really. It's not like silver where it's consumable. I mean, it's some, not as much as silver.
Use case in technology and stuff.
And not as much as medical as silver and a lot of those others. But what if then they uncover or disclose, flood the market with gold, and just like they've flooded the market with dollars, what if they turn the mirror on them? Just like they made printer go brrr for all of us, what if they make gold flood the market with all these fine stores of gold? They open up the Grand Canyon. They open up all these state parks that are probably full of gold, and make it worth even 1-to-1 with silver.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend last night, really late.
Could be.
My rich, goofy friend. But Warrior 32, Putin did kick the central banks out. Very, very against the central banks because they don't share power. But I think this is a different animal, because the banks are coming to them kind of with their hat in their hand and making an offer. It's not like, hey, we're the central banks, you're going to do things the way we want. Not like that. It's very different. So I don't think they're going to disappear. I think they're just like we started crypto, and now literally the biggest things are custodial crypto shit. You know, that's what it's like. Oh, it's going to get rid of this. No, people do things that don't make sense. But I don't think they're going to go away. I think that there's a lot of people that want custodial crypto. I think eventually we'll probably get to a place where people don't want custodial crypto, but you know, there's still plenty of people. Like my friend last night, he's like, man, I don't get that crypto stuff, Sean. I put a little money into it, I lost it all. I don't know. It's like, how much you put it? I swear to God, this is the conversation. This is not a joke. He's like, yeah, I put like about 100 grand. I put 50 grand. It's one my friend told me to, and the 50s, and it's one. There's nothing. But I still have the coins, and he said they'll probably go up. I was like, what is it? It's a friend of mine started coin, Sparkle Coin. Yeah, I put 50 grand. I said, Danny, do you hear the words just coming out of your mouth, man? I was like, you didn't put it in Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin. You put 50 grand to a coin your friend started called Sparkle Coin, and you lost it all, but you still have it, and it might go up. He goes, yeah. He goes, dude, just repeat that, or have someone else repeat it to you. And when you hear it come out of their mouth, maybe you'll understand how stupid that sounded. But yeah. And he just, I don't get it. I was like, you get it, man. But he's selling his house by Austin, which is like so nice. It's like, I think it's a $2 million house. And he has a pool company that he makes pools for like super rich people. And so he had this like crazy badass pool with like 2 jacuzzis. Pool went down into one of those bars that were in the water. But he's building a new house, and I have another really rich friend. And I was like, oh, he said, it's going to be much bigger or better. And then he goes, so how much selling your house for? It's like 1.9 million. I was like, all right. He goes, but the new ones would be like 7 million, like 6.8 or something. It's going to be so cool. I was like, yeah, sounds cool, man. I'm not going to be like Dwayne's. Dwayne's crazy. He goes, it'll be way better than Dwayne's. Dwayne's a piece of shit compared to my house. It's going to be. I was like, dude, Dwayne's house is like 25,000 square feet. It's like nuts. He has an airport at his house. But he invested in a subdivision in Mexico. So he's got a really nice house. He like invests in subdivisions and constructions. And then he usually gets like a house or a plot out of it. So we got a house from investing in this subdivision down in Mexico, and they're like pod houses that are in the jungle, like up in the trees. He's like, it's like, I can't tell you how weird it is. You're like, you go out and you're taking a shit in the middle of the jungle. It's all glass around you, and it's just the craziest thing. They're so cool. You really like it. I was like, yeah. I said, we both were like, it's like the Ewoks. Like, yeah, it's like Ewoks. But I was like, man, I think Mexico is going to have a huge like resurgence in the next couple of years. I think it's all
because of the silver.
Yeah. And I was like, that Mexico has like so much, like a big chunk of the world silver. And he was telling me a lot of stuff because he's like there building and stuff in Mexico. His wife's Mexican. And he's like, yeah, there's so many things that are turning around like financially, and they're set up. So I worry a lot about the what is the thing I hate? Corruption. The corruption in the Mexican government, because with that much growth and everything, there's not. But then also, there's still that Wild West attitude of the Mexican people.
That's one of the things I wanted to talk about was, we think of the Mexican government having all this corruption, all this, but like I've been reading in that book, Fruit from a Poison Tree, the United States actually has the most imprisoned population of any country. And
right, and we're the only country that has a for-profit prison system. I'm sure there's no patient. I'm sure there's no
yeah. Yeah. And here's Bukele saying, the United States government is putting proven innocents in jail at the same time is concerned about putting proven criminals in jail. And that's to do with all this, the new video that's come out that Tucker is releasing, that they are freaking out. I mean, the Dems are just freaking out. Schumer went down to the floor, literally said, "How dare Tucker Carlson completely ruin the narrative we've created about January 6th?" That's what this guy says to justify putting. Well, let's see what he had to say. Let's see what he had to say.
Last night, millions of Americans tuned in to one of the most shameful hours we have ever seen on cable television. With contempt for the facts, disregard of the risks, and knowing full well he was lying to his audience, Fox News host Tucker Carlson ran a lengthy segment last night arguing the January 6th Capitol attack was not a violent insurrection. By diving deep into the waters of conspiracy and cherry-picking from thousands of hours of security footage, Mr. Carlson told the bold-faced lie that the Capitol attack, which we all saw with our own eyes, was somehow not an attack at all. He tried to argue it was nothing more than a peaceful sightseeing tour. Can you imagine? A nonviolent demonstration, a perfectly fine and appropriate instance of people expressing their opinion. I, so many others who were here in the Capitol, and millions of Americans are just furious with Tucker Carlson and Kevin McCarthy today. Many of my staff were here at the Capitol on January 6th. Their lives were put in danger, as were the lives of many of my colleagues, as well as police, maintenance staff, reporters, countless others.
Did you see the video?
I was within 30 feet of the rioters. One of them,
I saw one of them last week, not the one last night.
It's funny he said a sightseeing because the police
they
were
escorted.
And they were like, "Oh, here, this door's locked. Let's try to see if we can get it open for you." "Oh, we can't. Let's find another door." They were taking him to try to find him, and then when he finally got in,
primetime
he
cable
prayed
news anchor
for
manipulate
the
his viewers
and thanked
the way
God.
Mr. Carlson did last night.
I never saw that.
I've
No
ever
one ever
seen an
showed
anchor
that.
treat the American people and American democracy with such disdain. And he's going to come back tonight with another segment. Fox News should tell him not to. Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, tell Carlson not to run a second segment of lies. You know it's a lie. You've admitted it's a lie. And Speaker McCarthy is every bit as culpable.
So is it a lie or just part of the truth?
Carlson. Speaker McCarthy's decision to share security footage with Fox looked like a mistake from the very beginning.
What's a lie? I mean, it's not fake footage.
Right. Like a disaster.
So what is a lie?
Speaker McCarthy has played a treacherous game by catering to the hard right. He's enabled the big lie and has further eroded away at our precious democracy. When people don't believe elections are on the level, that's the beginning of the end of this bold experiment in democracy that has gone on for more than 200 years.
It's so stupid, man. It's every time they say something, it's like because like a battered wife precisely what kind has to be told that it's my fault that they love me.
He's not surprised by this outcome.
You know, they don't care about democracy.
What a low point.
They've had the past 2 years shitting on it.
What a low point.
The thing is that they do care about democracy. Democracy is mob rule. It has nothing to do with sovereignty or the republic. That's why they're screaming about democracy.
When Sidney Powell went on the air to push the stolen election narrative, Mr. Carlson told fellow anchor Laura Ingraham that Sidney Powell is lying. His words by the deposition. Mr. Carlson's own producer texted him that, quote, "I don't think there is evidence of voter fraud that swung the election." They know full well they've been lying, and they're doing it anyway. We all, Americans of all types and stripes and corners of this country, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, need to take a stand and call out Mr. Carlson's conduct for what it is, a dangerous, unforgivable attempt to destabilize our democracy and rewrite the history of the worst attack on our Constitution since the Civil War.
How is
It's
that an
insult
attack on our
to every
Constitution?
police officer
You don't know what
who
the
was on the
Constitution is,
scene
so they could say that.
that terrible, fearful day. It's an insult to the memory of every single person who perished in connection to the attack, especially to the memory of Brian Sicknick. Nonviolent? Ask the Sicknick family. It makes me sick just thinking about what his family must be going through
Ashley.
this morning.
Yeah.
And it's an insult to everyone who cares about our democracy and wishes to preserve the dream of our founders in our day, in our age. I hope every member of this chamber will call out Fox and Mr. Carlson for defending the insurrectionists. And again, I am disappointed and angered in Speaker McCarthy's decision to share sensitive security footage with Mr. Carlson. Speaker
Sensitive?
McCarthy was here that day. He knows what actually
What's sensitive
happened.
about it?
His staff and members suffered like everyone else.
Public areas.
But he chose.
Well, that's the thing. They don't
cheap
think we should be able to
political
see or make
expediency
decisions
over
for
truth,
ourselves. They think
preservation.
they forgot that
You're
they
allowed
were
to take
supposed to
pictures
serve
of it.
us.
If you go in
I
there,
condemn
you're
Mr.
allowed to
Carlson
take photographs and
for
stuff.
siding with the enemies of
It's not a
democracy.
sensitive area.
I strongly
See, there's
condemn
like
Speaker
there's
McCarthy's
words that he's been
actions
using that are
and
not
fiercely oppose his decision
acceptable for him to be
to
using.
share
In the
this
beginning,
footage with
Yeah.
Carlson.
he said, "We felt this
I
way.
urge
We
Fox
all
News
saw this."
to order
That means
Carlson
I'm
to
watching this.
cease
He's saying how I
propagating the big
feel.
lie on
That's
his
not
network
true.
and to level with their
But
viewers
like
about the
when you use the
truth
word sensitive and you're a
truth
government employee,
behind
that
the
actually
efforts
means a
to
certain
mislead the
thing.
public.
That was not
And the
sensitive
Frontiers
footage.
is just asking for another January 6th to happen.
Okay, so he did not say that. He did not make
No,
that
no,
statement.
that's like
That
when
is
you, but
just
see,
that guy.
when people say stuff like that, and then you
So.
say Zelensky said, "You're going to send your sons, you're going to send your daughters." I didn't even catch the daughters. You said that again on World Blockchain Roundtable. I was going to correct you. Then I went back and listened. I was like,
No, he
your
did
sons
say it.
and your daughters. He actually said it. I was like, what?
I know. I watched the video and he did say
So
it.
it's like when people say he said that, it's like, of course you're going to be like, no, he didn't. You're paraphrasing. That dude's paraphrasing. He didn't say that. But
No, he
Zelensky
said
actually,
it.
that was shocking.
Yes.
That
So
was
before you
shocking.
correct me. Yes. This one we missed, and this is what a lot of us that have felt the effects of the recent legislation through regulation of the SEC have been facing this. I don't know how we missed this 5 days ago, but Nunes calls this out and it goes to the same point of, well, just listen.
Asking Congress to step in and investigate the Securities and Exchange Commission. The company alleging politicization in the delay of a merger with Digital World Acquisition Corp. Truth Social has been trying to merge with DWAC, the SPAC, now for over a year. Writing in a letter to lawmakers, quote, "The obvious bias of SEC leadership irrevocably taints the agency's ability to conduct an impartial inquiry," writes Truth Social. Joining me right now is the CEO of Truth Social. He is former California Congressman Devin Nunes. Devin, it's great to see you today. Thanks very much for being here this morning. Well, you dealt with the leadership at the SEC when they were in different jobs, right? When you were probing the investigation of Russia collusion. So you've got a background with some of these folks. Tell us what you know.
Yeah, look, we do. And look, I wanted to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. We've walked through the process. You know, we're a privately held company, as you said, and we're going through a typical merger process with what basically is a finance company, a financing mechanism. Now, look, typically these deals, Maria, they get done somewhere between 90 to 120 days. You know, we're going on now almost a year, and we've heard absolutely nothing. And so I think what's going on here is the SEC is simply just trying to run out the clock so that the lifetime lifetime of the SPAC, of this finance company, it ends in September and it dissolves. And that's what's going on here. Now, you asked me, who are these players? Well, look, Gensler, the head of the SEC, is someone who was heavily involved in the Russia hoax. In fact, he was the guy who helped to finance the Russia hoax. He was the treasurer of the Clinton campaign back in 2016. We investigated all of this in 17 and 18. And look, we found out that he was the guy who made the payments to a law firm who then moved it on to Fusion GPS. I think all of your viewers know that story. Now, look, how can a guy who I investigated, who clearly funded a dossier to target Donald Trump owns Truth Social, as I think most people know, how can that guy be in charge of this? But look, just to go even deeper, if you want to go know how deep this gets, it happens to be that Peter Strzok, who we also investigated, who was the FBI man in charge, who actually investigated the Russia hoax and helped to create the Russia hoax in many ways, and who was ultimately fired from the FBI. His wife also is one of the top people at the SEC. Now, look, we've asked simple questions. Why are these people involved? How can they possibly be unbiased at the SEC if they're people that we have had under investigation or related to people? In any normal world, you would recuse from this. Any lawyer involved, I mean, look at all the people that recuse themselves in typical business deals. This just happens to be what they're trying to do, is they're trying to take one of the fastest growing social media companies in history that we set out a year ago to build a company that didn't rely on any big tech companies. And we've done it, as you well know.
So it would be a market disruptor.
And here we are doing this just on startup capital, and we can't have access to the capital markets like any other company can. I think
so they're trying to keep them from access to the capital markets.
And I think the more time that goes by, I think the Congress, as they begin to look into this, is going to figure out just how deep this is.
Yeah, and you sent a letter to Congressman McHenry, Comer, and Jordan, the heads of the committees in the House majority. You say, I write to request your urgent assistance in investigating egregious conduct and blatant politicization of the SEC in connection with the planned merger between Digital World Acquisition and Trump Media and Technology Group. What has been the impact of this politicization on your company? I mean, you say you're working now with startup capital. Tell me what you could have been doing or cannot do because of what you're alleging here.
Well, right. Like when we put this whole company together, you go out like all companies.
Think about what they did to Library, Dragon Chain.
But we're a privately held company, just trying to go public. Right. And how many times, you know, when I was in Congress complaining about this issue, about how the big tech companies were censoring people and not treating people fairly, how many times did we hear people on the left that would say, and members of Congress say, oh, well, you guys are Republicans, you guys are business guys. Why don't you guys just go create your own company? Why, you know, you can go create your own Facebook if you want to. Well, that's exactly what we did. And I always have to remind people that President Trump didn't need a new company. I didn't need a new job. We set out to go build this because the rest of the companies were censoring millions of Americans. And we successfully have built the technology and we're successfully growing. But now for us to truly, I mean, nobody can really think that a small company like ours, I mean, yes, we have millions of people that use the platform, but how do you expect us to compete against somebody like, say, an Amazon or a Facebook, who have access to capital markets, who are worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars? These companies are bigger than most global empires. So all we're doing is we're going out
bigger than most global empires. That's true.
Creating a very successful social media platform.
Also, that's something that they don't talk about. It's like us in China. There's certain things they have to use.
100 and some years.
Like you can start Truth Social, but you have to use Amazon Web Service. So it's like you have to interact. You have to be somewhat dependent on. Love y'all. So it's not like just start your own company. You can do it. You have to depend on actual like your. And it shouldn't be this way in business, but you have to depend on like your political adversary, which Amazon shouldn't be the political adversary of anyone. It's just a company, you know?
Right. But it's all about that market share, the capital markets. I just thought that had such a parallel between so many of the, you know, I thought about the Library, you know, Veritasium, you know, when they went against Reggie, going against Dragon Chain, them attacking those market disruptors. And, you know, the big guys, it's like they're in the game. They're in to protect their buddies and they're all so nepotistic. I mean, they'll, you know, talking about he worked, on Hillary's campaign as the treasurer or
they're
whatever,
all
secretary.
involved.
Yeah,
But they're
or that
not
he
involved
was
like it's like, hey, they were part of it.
MIT's buddy.
They were like part of scandal. Like
Yes.
still that's scandal. The Steele dossier is like it's a scandal. It's a
Right.
huge deal.
And to not address that, you know, or act like it didn't happen and not, like he said, at least recuse yourself from that
It's like if he got
situation.
caught part of a plot to assassinate Trump.
Right.
And then he's
like, but I can still judge his business fairly.
But he
It's
got
fine.
off for that, and now he's going to be put in a no. You literally were trying to, you're trying to kill the man politically, So it's very, we need the checks and balances are out the window.
Yeah.
We need to do a giveaway real quick because now we got to head over to my channel.
So are we doing a giveaway here?
We're doing a giveaway here. You're going to pick the winner.
You're so sweet. Okay.
Well,
thank you. Let me do a giveaway tool.
Saw our show, and they saw that you were all receptive and stuff about the project. So they are going to give away one today on your show.
Oh, the leprechaun thing, the Patty's, the Irish.
Yes, and they yelled at me because there is a political one. It's not JFK, but there's a politician. Irishman. There is one of those. There are several positive ones, even though it talks about the alcohol, the gambler, and the psycho, and the cop. I did say.
I love it.
Let me see what it is. There.
Okay, so what should we do? Hashtag
you figure out
Irish.
Do it, but they're going to give away an OG spot. There's only 250 spots. You can be the first to mint, and you get a 50% discount on the mint price.
What's their Twitter handle? Patty, or tell me what their project Facebook page, or not Facebook. What's their project Twitter? And I'll go there first so that everybody can follow them on Twitter.
Patty's.
PADD, or is it spelled wrong because it's Twitter?
It is. I think it's Patty's. Let me look.
IES.
Where are you? Gotta go further back when I started.
Patty's.
I could just look them up, but I'm gonna have to look them up, aren't I?
Is it Patty's NFT?
Yeah.
Or NFT?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, look, people.
Oh, I'm really far back now.
No results.
Ex-girlfriend who is a.
That's
a funny thing now. She ghosted me, cut me out, but she's it's so weird. She's a trans.
Now she's trans.
Yeah, that's the thing though. She's a fuck. What is it?
Is it T or D's?
I think it's D's. Let me look at it. Hold on.
We're struggling over here.
PAD, Patty's Odyssey, Patty's _Odyssey. Right? Yes, Patty's _Odyssey. PADDYS _Odyssey.
I don't know how to spell Odyssey correctly. Hold on. I'm spelling it like library spell.
I'm just sending you the link. Here we go.
I'm spelling it like library spells theirs. Oh my goodness. Odyssey correctly.
But she's a guy. She's a boy who likes girls. No, she's gay. She identifies as a male who's gay, so she likes guys still, even though she's a guy.
That's strange. Okay.
And a dog. I swear. And a puppy.
So I'm following them now. Patty's Odyssey. So this is a new NFT staking project that you were talking about. And you did a video on them recently. That's your new puppy.
Well, she's playing with Laura. Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah. She's going to be so
Ginormous.
massive. Oh, the Lord, to like start dominating her, or else she's going to be.
Okay, so we're going to do Paddy's, PADDYS, no apostrophe.
And you're going to win. The spot gives you, it's one of 250 total spots. You'll be the first to be able to mint. You get a 50% discount on the mint price. You'll also have FCFS access, full whatever access to the cottage in Ireland, plus other perks like swag, staking, etc. All that is what you're going to win.
They kicked me out. Hold on. Hashtag PADDYS. Okay. So we're start collecting comments. Hashtag PADDYS.
You doing that in the live chat?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
I thought I told you about this.
Some lame ass thing, make everybody do math or guess.
No, I'm gonna show you how to do this. You go to. I'll send you the link because I'm not. It's like.
Go on my channel.
It's while you're live. Yeah. You can you go and you choose your live stream, and then you choose what the hashtag, what you want them to put in the live chat, and then that enters them in the drawing. And then we wait a little while and give them a chance to do hashtag Paddy's. Hashtag Paddy's if you want to be entered for the NFT. And then whoever puts in, then we'll hit the button here a sec and it'll draw the person and it'll show everybody who entered.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what everybody puts a hashtag Paddy's in the chat or just
in the live chat? Yeah.
Hashtag Paddy's or Paddy's?
Paddy's, just like I have it on the screen.
Okay.
And then it'll sense and collect it. So.
Sense it.
Yes. So pretty cool. And then they'll just have to DM you for their address or whatever.
I got that. You claim you're winning on Discord.
Oh, okay. However you claim it, they'll figure it out. Yeah. No, you have to Tom. You have to spell it correctly.
Okay. You pick the winners from each show and tell them to claim on our Discord. They'll need
hashtag
to quote your show or Lisa's to claim.
Okay. That's so sweet of them. Hashtag PADDYS. Just like Miss Crypto USA did.
Is that Miss Teen Crypto now that she's 20?
No, I don't think so.
I know. It's funny that she's a grown up now.
Well, if BitBoy can be like, gray haired and be BitBoy, then Miss Teen Crypto can be however old. Yeah. I've been in crypto so long. I remember when BitBoy was BitBaby.
BitBaby. I remember when he was BitZygote. That's before an embryo. Embryo, it's a zygote.
So wrong.
I remember it's one of the craziest things while y'all are typing Paddy's. It was like, I think it was my senior year, junior year. My friend, Danny, it was the guy I was talking to my friend last night. Him and my friend Scotty, who's a nice guy. Very nice guy. I don't know why this triggered him so bad, which the dogs are triggering me right now.
The joy of two puppies.
So we're in biology. We had this real nice, it was like super good looking young, I think it was a soccer coach as our biology teacher because we were all jocks and we had to take the class for dumb kids. So our teachers were always coaches. Anyway, he was talking about, sperm connected with the egg creates a zygote. The zygote turns into an embryo, blah, blah, blah. And then Danny and Scotty kept sitting together and talking. And then he kept separating him. And he's like, man, Danny, Scotty, I'm going to start calling y'all zygote. Keep trying to separate. Y'all keep coming together, forming this new creation. Y'all going to be called zygote from now on.
Oh
and
gosh.
Scotty got up and punched him in the face.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, what? It was crazy. Calm, nice guy. Never just like got up. Don't call me a zygote. I ain't no sperm. Me and Daddy ain't having sex or nothing. Sperm. I mean, it was funny.
Lord.
It was funny. He wasn't hurt, but he was shocked. He was. I don't even know if he's. I think he did send him to the office. I don't know if anything happened because he was, it's more like, what's going on? Why are you so angry? What's happening at home, Scotty?
Well, most teenage boys don't want to be talked to like that. I sent you the link to do the giveaway on your channel in the private chat, so we can use the same tool if you want.
All right.
And I'm going to
it's
last
a
chance
giveaway tool. That's cool.
Isn't that cool? Yeah. And then watch when we hit ready. Last chance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
1,000.
And it'll go through and show.
And the winner is.
The winner is Tom. Congratulations. Thank you both for playing. So that way it's like super fair. You don't do it, but it shows everybody's face who played, and it chooses a winner for you. So that's kind of cool.
I gotta find. I don't know how it happened, how they work it, but people have been telling me that I've been giving away money to bots or someone who's running a bot. But I go through and I do a random, wheel picker that picks the videos for the last week, and then in that video I do the random comment picker that picks a random comment. But I'm going back and people are saying it's a bot, and I look and the comments are put up there like 40 minutes. Like literally when I go live, then all these comments are being put on the video. So I don't know. I need to figure some way to get around that. Because then it's a real what? Shut up.
She means it. She says, "I love you."
Over there, just
barking.
Anyway,
all right, let's jump over to your channel and see what you have to say.
Over there. Remember to hit the like button. Come over to my channel. Love y'all. See you in a minute.
See you on the other side.